Fairy Tail is back, and I normally don't talk about the cover page, but when I saw it, I liked it, but then I realized it could have been better. The orb in the center, the cracked orb, if they just made that like the majority of the image, like just made it bigger, and then put each of the Fairy Tail characters inside of each individual crack of the sphere, that would have been much better and more symbolistic of the whole thing that's going on where they're all working together to defeat this dragon god. But it's still a nice image. I did like it when I first saw it, but I'm just saying it would have been better. Okay, so let's get to the chapter. It starts out where we left off with Natsu punching Darmagon in the face and it actually hurting him. And Darmagon realizes that all of his cores have been destroyed. And his first reaction to this is actually to laugh and to be entertained by it, because he's gonna duke it out with a human, but he's never had a handicap this bad before. So he's actually really excited that this is the situation he's in right now. Yeah, that joy is gonna quickly disappear with him by the time we get to the end of the chapter. So Natsu, now that he can finally hurt him, decides to use his Fire Dragon Talon, but of course Darmagon grabs his leg, just tosses him, throws him into a wall. And Darmagon finally uses a named attack that isn't just him shattering the ground or causing cave-ins or, basic just earthquake shit to cause trouble, really less. It's an actual, he forms a giant fist out of earth and is going to punch Natsu. Of course, Natsu responds with his Fire Dragon King's destruction fist that was given to him by Igneel. So their attacks collide, and of course, Natsu wins, and Darmagon's fist shatters. A rock fist shatters, and he feels it, and he's like, wait, no way, how is that possible? What I can tell, Darmagon attack power is not that great, but his main fighting is his defense. Well, Ign has insane attack power. Fighting was his insane defensive abilities. He seems to be great as you would expect a dragon god to be. Realizes that because this is when he goes from having fun with Cap to now basically being pissed off. And the two of them just get into a full-on slugfest, punching, kicking, elbows, all kinds of just beatdowns. And Darmagon's doing more damage to Natsu than Natsu's doing to him. Darmagon, of course, is clearly irritated and kind of scared. The fact that he doesn't have his great defense. And Natsu, even though he's just covered in his own blood, is just refusing to stop, and he keeps coming at Darmagon. And Darmagon is like, how are you this stubborn? Just stay down, basically, is what he's asking Natsu to do. And they're just beating the shit out of each other. And Darmagon is so pissed off at just the fact that Natsu just won't die. He just launches an entire volley of hundreds of sharpened stones at him, and Natsu's basically about to be impaled everywhere by these earth bullets. That's when Suzaku comes out, and he cuts all of them down. When that happened, I was actually super excited and glad, because I was afraid that Suzaku would have been out of the fight, and then Natsu would fight this guy on his own, and I did not want that. I wanted this to be a 2-on-1 fight. But yeah, Suzaku points out that, hey, the earth can be cut now. And then Natsu's like, really? And then he punches it, nothing happens. And he's like, it won't break. And Suzaku's like I said, it can be cut. So basically, Suzaku's just flexing on Natsu at that point. It's like, well, I can destroy the earth now. Suzaku points out that Selene and Happy basically wandered away earlier in the fight, and so they must have done something to weaken Darmagon. And Natsu's like, yeah, that's Happy for you. He's the best. As you can all remember, Natsu still thinks Happy is the strongest person he ever met. Once again, very Natsu brain. So Suzaku's like, okay, this is our chance to do a proper team up. And Natsu says, okay, let's do this, Super Fires. And Suzaku's like, oh, you changed the name again? Because yeah, Natsu repeatedly in previous chapters kept giving their team up different names. He literally just kept doing it. And either Natsu forgot, or he literally just trying to find a better name. But Super Fires is an awful name, so he did not find it. I could tell you that. So I think he just forgot. Yeah, so Darmagon gets super fucking pissed, and he's basically like, how dare you defy the gods? And he's basically done. He can't stand the fact that he can now be hurt and his stones can be cut. And so he transforms back into his dragon form, and even though he's a giant fucking dragon, he's extremely quick, and he's able to just get above Natsu and Saku in an instant. He just straight up stomps on them, crushes them, and also buries them in his labyrinth, and then quickly hardens the labyrinth to the point where they are just trapped, like they're like crystallized or fossilized in a sense, down in his other body. Of course, Darmagon thinks that they're trapped, but they're not, because Suzaku has already proven he can cut the earth, and he does that. It literally turns into a bunch of square blocks as they burst out of the ground, because he just diced it up, and Darmagon is like, what? And then the weirdest fucking thing happens, where Suzaku puts the last of his magic into his sword, tosses it to Natsu, who then infuses his magic into it. A fucking unison raid is done, and Natsu fucking cut the neck of Darmagon with his attack named Fire Dragon Slash. Okay, how? Okay, for a unison raid to work, two individuals have to have absolute trust and faith in one another to the point where they are basically friends, basically. You have to be friends with the person. They have to be your brother in arms to do it. Basically, in this short period of time that Natsu and Suzaku have been fighting Dormagon, they bonded to the point where they can do a unison raid? How is that even possible? I mean, he definitely trusts Natsu enough to hand him his weapon, which it takes a lot out of a man to do, to hand over his sword to someone else. But still, a unison raid? They've been allies for like 10 minutes max? How the fuck does that happen? They were literally trying to kill each other earlier in this arc. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I see that the Diablos are evil, because they've been proven they're not. That they're just normal guild people who just hunt dragons all and eat them. That's what they do. They haven't really shown to be purely evil. They're dicks sometimes, but for the most part they have honor, respect, and decency for other people. At least some of their members have shown that. What is insane to me is that once again, they were enemies 30 seconds ago, and then now they have enough trust and faith in each other to do a unison raid. I mean, I guess it makes sense for Natsu. Natsu makes friends easily, but still, the fact that Suzaku's like, yeah, I trust this guy wholly, fully, completely, that surprises me. That's like, wow. Now, the real question is Dormagon done, or is he going to now run away with a serious injury? It's really hard to tell. I mean, from what I can tell, they seem to be taking out each dragon god one by one. They got the water dragon, they got the earth plant dragon, the moon dragon. Selene is basically done. In fact, she doesn't even want to be a dragon anymore. I guess the earth dragon is done. Either that or he's going to run away to Igna. From what I can tell, I think this arc is over with in the next couple of chapters. It's really hard to tell because I don't know how much damage the Unison raid did or not. I do know Natsu and Suzaku are just done after that, though. They basically put their all into that attack. If Dormagon is done, then whatever. It is what it is. I'm more focused on getting to the Golden Owl at this point because I really want to be reintroduced to God Serena. I prefer God Serena over God Dormagon, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I guess that's it for now. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, give a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Fairy Tail and other anime things. Thank you and have a great day.